Get ready for the smackdown. Get ready for the smackdown. How you gonna react when you're put in your back now? 'Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the smackdown.
Alright guys, back again, section 20. Hope you guys enjoyed the first fight. Like I said, thank Ben for that fight. This one comes from Jake Bat, and he pits the likes of Kraven the Hunter from Marvel Comics versus Bane from DC Comics. So we have Spider-Man's most deadliest enemy versus the man who broke the bat. I like this. Let's get to it, shall we? So first off, we start off with Sergei Kravinoff. We all should know Kraven. He is literally, yes, say what you want about Venom and Green Goblin, Doc Ock. Kraven is the most deadliest enemy Peter Parker has had. Kraven, as you all know, is a hunter. And he's probably one of the best hunters. Everything about him just screams uber hunter in a sense. His strength, his speed, his senses, all that is superhuman pretty much. He can take and track down any animal barehanded, no problem. But when he found that being mundane, he turned to Spider-Man was like the next big quarry in him. And as though he would try to accomplish and taking out Spidey. Hell, he buried Spider-Man a couple of times. Buried Spidey once. He still ended up, being defeated by the Webhead. Unfortunately, he is immortal now. He can't die. Thanks to the Grim Hunt story arc, if you haven't read that. He was resurrected back to life after he did commit suicide. He killed himself. And pretty much Kraven is brought back to life by his family. His daughter's badass too. And he can die. He can die. And he's pretty much insane, but he's that kind of insane that you still don't want to screw around with. Kraven's a badass, no doubt about it, and that's all I need to say about it. So we move on to his combatant in this. We move on to the DC, and everybody should know this guy right here. We're talking about Bane. Bane. When you look at Bane, you look at the guy and you're like, okay, he looks like your big, brawly, lucha libre wrestler type character from the Batman universe. But believe it or not, he's got brains and he's got brawn. Bane is a hell of a tactician. He is extremely intelligent, and he will always have that monarch of the man who broke the bat. Say what you want, but what he did to defeat Batman was a little strategically sound. You wear your opponent out and then you capitalize on it. But then you can also look at it, but why didn't you face him when he's at full strength? So there's all two sides of that coin. But he is also the man. He will always be known as the man who broke his back, and he has always been a foe that Bruce knows. Every time he goes in, anytime he meets Bane, it's like, oh god, here we go. He's always got to be like on his game with Bane. Now we all know the Venom ups his strength, but even without the Venom, he is still extremely strong, and I think people forget that. But Bane is a guy. He's a guy you don't want to screw around with. He's a guy that you would rather have as a ally than a foe. He's a guy that is poison to his opposition. which what Bane means. So Venom, that's what it means basically. But that's pretty much Bane in a nutshell. So let's move on to the battle breakdown. We got two great foes of two great icons, Spider-Man, Batman. Okay? Whew. Both of these guys are tactical geniuses in a sense. They get the way they fight, know your enemy, know their weaknesses, know their strengths, everything. And we've seen these two utilize that in fighting their opponents. So what would happen if you put these two together in a fight? Now, as you all know, my fights are based on just, no kind of knowledge of each other. It's just bam, right there. So this still would be a battle of strength, but also wits. Who will outwit the other first? Training, knowing one's surrounding, especially wherever they face, and that's how I look at it. Now, the first thing I think for Kraven, he's definitely going to look at Bane is seeing this guy has tubes in his head, so that's also going to be like, okay, that's something that must be a weakness, or that must be something I can use to my advantage. Bane will have to really, in a sense, circle the wagon in terms of trying to find a weakness for Kraven, but also you can as well put in Kraven's immortality into the factor, because of the fact that Kraven can't die. There's so many aspects to a fight like this that, for me personally, if Bane gets a hold of Kraven, then yeah, the fight could go to Bane. He could break something, but Kraven still be around. So many things. With Kraven, it's the same thing. Kraven will definitely use his speed to his advantage. You name it, these two will use it. But personally, for me, I'm gonna stay out of this. I don't see a clear-cut winner. That's just me. Have high respects for both of these characters. Actually, I like them both, so I'm gonna stay neutral in this fight. But I wonder about you guys. How do you feel? Who would win in this battle, this debate? Kraven, the Hunter, or Bane? And I hope you guys enjoyed this fight. Show some love and respect to Jake Bat. This was his creation. I'm the guy that just delivered it. And other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. I will see you guys next time for some more fights from Section 20. You guys take care, and you guys know the slogan, battle on.